Hi and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. In today's video, we are going to be completely transforming this master bedroom that I'm in right now. What we're working with today is a very large master bedroom for New York City standards. As of right now, it's really a blank slate. It can accommodate a king-size bed behind me, and it has a little bit of an odd shape. We've got very large windows and this sort of triangle. Up until now, we had a desk against the window, but we realized this desk was just never used. We'd rather work from the living room, so we are going to transform this corner of the bedroom. We'd rather create a beautiful reading nook, and we're really hoping to give a nice little moody vibe to this entire bedroom. So all the walls are white. We chose to pick a very deep, beautiful shade of green to really transform this space and make it really moody, calming, very vibey, to have the space be more suited for a bedroom. This color is going to allow to separate the master bedroom from the ensuite bathroom and the hallway. As much as I love to DIY myself, for this painting project, we have people coming to help us paint the entire bedroom. We thought it was just going to be more cost effective in terms of time and energy. Tomorrow, painters are coming very early to help us color drench this master bedroom. We are going to be painting the walls, we're going to be painting the ceiling, the trims, to really make this space cohesive and emphasize the vibe that we're trying to go for here. And I cannot wait to see what it's gonna look like. We need to clear this space out. We are not gonna move the bed out of the bedroom. That would be very tricky, but they are gonna be covering the bed and the rug. Everything else has to go. I cannot wait to paint the space. That's going to be the biggest transformation, and then decorate with all of the beautiful finds we got recently for this space. So if you are into room makeovers, you should absolutely stay tuned. I hope you're going to have a blast. I'm so excited to see what the transformation is going to look like. So let's clear this bedroom out. Empty the bedroom, and we've got some very precious help today. We're just covering the bed, making sure there's not going to be any paint drops on the furniture. That's the only thing left in the bedroom is the bed. Everything else has been cleared out, so we're going to be ready to paint. We're probably going to do some prep work on the wall, removing the few things left, like hooks and nails, and just patch some holes before painting. I believe the paint is going to be applied with a roll, and we're painting the ceiling, we're painting the walls, and we're painting the trims. Let's see what it's going to look like. I'm very excited. Wow. So, wow. Look at the walls behind me. This color is so pretty. We're so happy with the result. It is such a beautiful, deep green. Now, it's very dark now in this bedroom, but keep in mind today is a very gloomy, ugly, disgusting weather day. So this is probably the darkest it's ever gonna get during the day with natural sunlight. There is no light turned on. You get on this shot a good idea of the difference in lighting and colors. This wall here being the most lit, literally facing the corner with the windows, and this side is very far from the windows, and so you can see how dark it gets. But it's really not much of a problem. We were really going for something super deep and moody, and it is a bedroom. We're not planning on working, on doing anything active and energizing in this space. It's really the opposite. So the fact that it's so dark is actually really nice, and the color is exactly what we were looking for. This green is like slightly leaning towards blue in a really good way. And what you see on camera is very close to the actual color. It might not be exactly the same, but it's really close to the color in the bedroom. So really happy with the result. We are gonna start moving things in the bedroom now, placing the furniture. This is really the fun part of any makeover. Let's start with the bed corner, making the bed, adding the side tables, the lamps, and after the bedside, we're gonna tackle this very nice corner that I'm in that is close to the windows and make it into a beautiful reading nook. I'm excited to show you the furniture we selected for the space. You're gonna see a beautiful big mirror, you're gonna see a bunch of things, so let's do it now. This bedding is from Parachute. I think they're a little expensive for what they are. They are really good quality sheets, but I prefer Brooklinen actually. I think the price range is more accessible and also really good quality. It's a whole set. It's for a king size bed. This color is sort of like a beige color. It's very soft, and we already had these sheets, so we didn't buy them for this makeover. We bought them a few months ago. They've been handling wash really well, and they are comfortable. It's 100% cotton. These are gonna last us for a very long time. That's why we spent a little more money on these. I think this color will work really well with the green, and I'm excited to see what it looks like with the rest of the furniture. So just a quick note here, look how different the green walls look depending on the lighting. I know I'm backlit and you can't see me, but it's about the walls here. This is super blue because it's just full, bright, natural light. This here is really deep, dark green, yellow, because obviously we have this lamp here casting a completely different light on the walls. And I think it's gonna make for such an interesting space, such a rich space because of all of the different colors we're gonna get from all of these walls. It's not even a square, this bedroom, so depending on the angle of the lighting too, it's gonna completely change what the color is on the walls. And I think that's really beautiful, and it makes for such a more interesting space. Painting of the bedroom is done. I will show it to you after... When will I show it to you? I don't know. I'm just keeping it as a surprise or not. We are assessing everything that we want to put in the space in terms of furniture and decor. We want a lot of plants, so there will be a giant bird of paradise, and there will be a pothos plant in a hanging planter. But the issue is we couldn't really find a brass hanging planter, so we're gonna transform this one. This is an old planter that I've had for a while. It used to have some cords to attach it. They didn't look great. It was like polyester cord, and you could definitely tell. The idea here is to paint this. It's right now painted metal. I'm not gonna bother priming this. I like the texture of it, and it's pretty light, so it's pretty good for a hanging planter. I'm just gonna quickly wipe it clean to make sure that the paint is gonna adhere to the surface, and literally just spray paint the outside of this pot and wait for it to dry. We'll move on to the next project, which is working on the other planter. Change of plans, because I don't have that much of the metallic brass paint, but I do have this one that is almost completely full. And this one is dark brown. It's called Espresso in a satin finish. And I think it's gonna look good in the bedroom because we are trying to bring in some brown, really go for a very moody bedroom. A lot of items in the apartment are brown, so it's gonna tie in really well with the space in general. So instead of the brass that I thought we were gonna do, we're gonna try this instead. So this is gonna be the color that I'm gonna apply now. Hopefully I'm not gonna make too big of a mess. We don't have a private outdoor, so bear with me. Maybe my white t-shirt isn't the best idea, but this t-shirt is kind of done anyways. So this is supposedly paint and primer. It's always hard to spray paint. Doing an even coating is actually, there's a learning curve, but I think it's gonna look good nonetheless. Yeah, it created a little bit of weird texture. If you have any recommendations on how to best spray an item, please leave them in the comments. That would be really, really helpful. So this has dried and we're about to repot it. But before we do that, two options to hang this pot. The first option is this metal golden chain. It's a little too gold. It would be nice maybe with a little bit of rub and buff. Otherwise, this twine here, the twine is gonna be like a very organic. Wow, it changes the sound entirely. Like this is completely muffled with this song. But yeah, the twine is gonna be a very organic feel with this brown pot. I'm kind of happy with the spray painting job. And actually the added texture that was unintentional is also nice. So yeah, twine, more organic with the brown or gold chain. You'll see in the reveal. Well, I guess you can now see what we chose. We did choose the chain in the end. I think it's gonna look more elevated. So we did have to do a little bit of calculation. So we cut 3 pieces of this chain, the same. I also opened 2 pieces of the chain, 3 actually. And so one is already installed. Let me show you what it looks like. It holds the chain here and it works really well. So that's what we're gonna do for the other 2. We'll be able to easily hang this chain by simply hooking the other end to the hook that will be on the wall. And it's a gold hook, so it's gonna match. It's gonna look nice. Next item is this planter. I got this really nice big brass planter at the Brimfield Antique Market. Brimfield is the biggest antique market in all of the Northeast, if I understood correctly. It's huge. They organize an antique market 3 times a year. I only found 2 items, but we were very specific with the items we were looking for. I'm super glad I found this very big planter. So the goal is for us to have this bird of paradise in the planter. We just want to make this a little more polished. Right now it's aged, I think, beautifully. This is a nice patina, but for the bedroom it needs to be a little more classy, a little more elegant, so hopefully we can remove the marks that we have on this planter. And I was told by the seller that the red here is sort of an oxidation of brass when it's close to heat for a long time, and this planter was next to a fireplace. He explained we can use a mixture of barkeeper's friend and vinegar, and then we're gonna do brasso to polish the brass. Excuse the current state of the apartment and the awful lighting, but I just want to show you that the mixture of barkeeper's friend and white vinegar seems to be working. The red is really being tuned down here. So we're gonna continue doing this and then use some brasso to hopefully revive this pot. This actually worked really nicely to remove the red. Now it is still showing a lot of marks and imperfections. And so it's time to try the brasso and see if it's gonna look a little better. I feel like it also tuned down the golden color. It's like more silver on the outside, so hopefully we can get some of that nice brass tint back. It's very hard to see on camera with this current lighting. I probably lost half of my brain doing this because this thing stinks. It smells like very strong chemical, but it worked really well. This looks really good. It is shinier, it is more homogeneous. Of course, it still has some spots and marks, but overall, especially this side, look at this side. That was the best side to start with, but it looks really, really good. So that's great. This mirror was found on Facebook Marketplace. We had a different mirror that was a different size previously and it didn't look as good. This is exactly what the space needed. One huge advantage of having this mirror leaning on this wall is that it brings so much light into the space, even though we said we wanted something dark and deep. Just putting the mirror here right now makes the room a little brighter. I feel like it's the right amount of light. On a gloomy day like this, it's great. It's really nice, and we are by the river. We can actually see this beautiful view reflected inside of the bedroom. So that is such a win. I'm so happy with this find. A bit of a frustrating experience here. Obviously, we hit a stud in this building. The studs are metal. The distance between the two holes is fixed. We hit a stud on this side here on the left, so we have to move both holes. I patched it earlier. It's dry. We're gonna have obviously to repaint. Very frustrating, but that's the reality of installing things on the wall. Anyways, we checked with the stud finder. That doesn't work pretty well. I think we know that the stud is really here, so we're just gonna shift to the right a little bit. Okay, it is the next day. That took forever, the mirror, to install the mirror on the wall. First, I hit a stud, and the stud was metal. At first, I thought it was gonna be great, but then not really, because you can't really drill the screw in the metal, or at least I wasn't comfortable doing that. I don't think it would have worked really well. So I had to patch the holes, as you saw, and then just hanging the mirror itself on the new holes, on the new screws, was very difficult. It took us literally, I want to say 8 or 10 attempts. It was a very specific dimension between the two. Even using the tape method where you mark the two holes on the tape and then you put the tape on the wall, I mean, that still made it really, really difficult. It was, I don't know why, so hard to hang this mirror. So I'm a bit annoyed and frustrated and my back hurts. That's okay, we managed. I had an issue with my anchors. One of them wouldn't go in, and then I tried a different one that went in but only halfway, so it was sticking out, so it was not possible to hang. A whole thing. Anyways, the mirror saga is over. We are finally done here. Now the irony is that we might decide to actually keep the mirror on the floor because it's a different style, it's a different aesthetic, it's a different choice. I like it hung on the wall, but having it leaning on the floor could also be a good vibe, so I don't know. We'll see what we do with this mirror. We are taking the mirror off the wall. After a good night's sleep, looking at it, asking a friend what they think, and if I had a bigger audience, I would have done a poll to ask what people prefer, hung on the wall or leaning on the floor. Turns out we opted for the big mirror leaning on the floor. So I didn't need to do the holes. I'm gonna now repatch the holes and then we'll have the mirror lean on the floor. It's not easy to film because there's so much contrast, but we're playing around with different things. This beautiful seat or chair is a part of a couch at IKEA, and you can just buy the middle section, which is this one, or the corner piece. You can do whatever you want to do. So we just got the middle section. It's such a deep, nice brown. It's very masculine. I think it pairs really, really well with the green. And so yeah, we're trying different things here. with the stool, with just already a little bit of styling. This pillow is a dark green velvet that I've had for a very long time, so it also works with the space. For the rug, it's also IKEA. It's like a faux sheep skin, but it's very light, it's very white, and the only other white item there is in the room are the shades for the side tables by the bed. I don't know if we're gonna keep this rug here. So yeah, we're playing around with a few different things. Let's try a different rug just to see a different color in the space. Above this accent chair, we want to add a little moment here with some lighting. Ta-da! Such a beautiful corner. And we've got the beautiful bird of paradise here. I need to install shelves on the wall right behind you, that is by the window. It's like this little column wall. We also need to hang the pothos plant in the corner in front of the bed. For my pothos plant here, it's in its pot and it looks really good. I'm very glad we did this little DIY. I've got my 3 long chains here that I need to attach together. Initially, I thought I could just use my hook that I spray painted to just slide the chain through, but that didn't work. The chain is too small, so I needed a little piece, and I decided to spray paint a little keychain ring, and that worked really well. So we've got the hook and the keychain, and we're just gonna attach all 3 chains onto the ring. Okay, I think avoided a disaster. My hook was way too small and the plant was way too heavy. I don't know how I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So we just got this bigger hook, and this should support the weight of the plant. I've got this giant anchor, big, nice hook. Another day, another dollar. We're still working on this bedroom makeover. We ordered online toggle bolt screws, which are these, the ones with a nice hook. The idea this morning is simply to install this toggle bolt screw. It holds way more weight on drywall. The little wings here unfold behind the drywall, and then it just holds whatever it is that you're hanging way better than just plastic anchor screws. I'm gonna install this on the wall now. I have to make a big hole in order to fit this whole thing into the wall. Then it's gonna unfold behind the drywall, and I'm just gonna screw until the wings are really tight against the back of a drywall. Quite a substantial hole here. Moment of truth. You know, I'm just making sure. And this concludes today's video. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you guys were inspired by this room transformation. We are planning on adding some art on the wall, on top of the bed perhaps, or on the wall facing the bed. Other than that, the room is pretty much done. I'm very happy with the result. This was a long time coming. It always takes such a long time to figure out how a room is going to look like when you work on a room makeover or transformation. This is no exception. There are a few things still that we want to tweak and adjust, but that's how decorating works. It's always changing and always evolving, but this gives us such a beautiful space now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it, even though it's not always easy and it takes days and days and days. The result, I think, is worth it. If you don't want to miss my next video, make sure to subscribe and I will see you then. Bye guys!